you are at a crossroads. Like, you have this idea, this determination, this something that you want to do, but you just don't feel like there's a place for you in this world just yet. And you're afraid to take a step of or a leap of faith because you don't want to isolate yourself. I feel like I'm talking to someone who grew up feeling like an outcast, the other, the black sheep, okay? And all you've ever really wanted in life was community, was connection, was unconditional love, support. And you've realized that you're not getting that where you're at currently, doing what you're currently doing. There's something missing, there's something off. And you have an idea, you have an inkling, you have a desire that you want to pursue, but you're just afraid that it might keep you isolated and stuck because you don't see the end result, or you can't figure out how you're going to get to the end result just yet. The path might be a little bit unclear or a little bit blurry, but your spirit guides, God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, your higher power is saying the negative self-talk, the self-limiting beliefs, those are not yours. That is not your intuition protecting you. That is your ego who cares about what other people think. But we cannot, as following our true purpose and our true soul and our true mission, we cannot let the voices of others, the opinions of others, the values of others outweigh our own. Okay? So you have to have patience for the journey that it's gonna entail for you to take to find the people, the places, the opportunities, and the experiences that are gonna make you happy, okay? You don't feel like where you're at right now is the place for you because it's not. And you're going to have to make a change or take a leap of faith into the unknown to get to a point where it is. And you're gonna get there. Okay? The time alone or the time where you feel like you're isolated and away from people is gonna be a magical time. That magical time, you're going to be able to figure out your path and your purpose, and you're going to find the unconditional love for yourself, regardless of what you achieve, which is then going to help you vibrate that frequency out into the universe, where you also find people who are on the same wavelength as you. Okay? It is not gonna be a fast and easy process. It's gonna take time. That's where the patience comes in. But the end result that you don't see is the foundation, is the support system, is the passionate, purposeful life that you have been so seeking. You've been seeking it for so long. Let's see what else. Yeah, you are divinely protected. You have to trust the safety that the divine or spirit brings your way. You are longing for home because you are a star seed. You are an earth angel. You are a divine being having a human experience. However you relate to this message, you are seeking more because you're not meant to live a regular life. Okay? Stop beating yourself up for not making it yet or not doing it yet, because the negative voice in your head, the negative self-talk, is what has limited you and has slowed you down from making the necessary steps and changes to get you exactly where you want to be. So just slow down a little bit. Embrace all that life has to offer you in the current moment. I'm almost getting is the word recede? Recede back into your cocoon, into that safe zone where you can grow and become like a womb. This is all about a rebirthing period. You are no longer the caterpillar. You are now something different, but you haven't emerged the butterfly yet. So this time where you feel isolated and alone, or where you feel like you're going to, is really not alone. You are so divinely connected with spirit, with God, with the divine, and they're helping you become that butterfly and become that person that is capable of living the life and achieving the milestones that you really, really are wanting. Yeah. Find a mentor. Asking for help is not a bad thing. Okay. I know our society, like puts a lot of pressure on this independence and all this kind of thing, but finding someone who has gone a similar path as you to be a mentor and a friend is not bad. It's actually going to give you the knowledge and the wisdom and the connection that you need. Your mentor that you're going to find is literally a blessing that's going to help you grow. Okay? This could be a religious or spiritual mentor, or it could be like a life coach, or somebody who has just done something that you are wanting to do. Okay? Dancing could be significant. Getting out in nature is definitely significant. Crying, releasing the energy or the emotions, balancing out your chakras, making sure you're grounded and rooted, which would be like walking barefoot, getting connected with nature, but also making sure there's no blockages within your being. Really just making sure you are the best version of yourself, and you are confident in that best version of yourself, so that way you can attract the people, places, and opportunities that you've been looking for. Yeah. You have not been asking for help, and you have not been slowing down and taking care of yourself, meditating. Meditation doesn't have to look the same for everybody, but it could be prayer. It could be breath work. It could be going outside. It could be going for a walk. It could be dancing. It could be singing. It could be listening to readings like this. Like whatever gives you the opportunity to slow down and connect your body, mind, and spirit, okay? And ask for help. There are other people out there like you. Now, I can tell you from my point of view in life, like I swore I was the only half white, half black person like in the universe because of where I grew up and how I grew up. And I was the only person of color in my school, in my community. And I felt like a straight up alien. I felt like my experiences were not real. I felt like I was so alone and so isolated, and that nobody would ever possibly understand. But as I grew up and I got out of that community and I saw other people who had the same skin color as me and the same hair texture as me, and you know, like I realized like, wow, like maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not an alien. You know, I know that there's my people out there. And so then with like the access of the internet, I found out there's so many other mixed people like me who have gone through the same kind of experience as me, growing up in that white community, not realizing like, you know, that some of the things were, you know, racist or hurtful, and not feeling like I had anyone to turn to. And now I know that like my perception of me being the only one who went through it was so far from the truth. And finding people who look like you, can relate to you, have the similar experiences to you, or doing the things that you want to be doing is going to help you put things into perspective, make things not feel like such a pipe dream or not feel so impossible. Yes, I love this. It says celebrate. I bring joy to the world. Life is supposed to be joyful, okay? And it is okay to bring joy to your world. That might include, you know, dressing a certain way, doing your hair a certain way, going after a certain career choice, or living life, like just living your life your way out loud. Like for myself, I homeschool my children, and that's like a really taboo thing in my community, in my family. Everybody says, oh, they should be going to real school or whatever. But my truth, I'm living it out loud. And I tell my kids every day, not everybody has to do the same things. You don't have to do things because it makes sense to other people. You do things because it makes sense to you. And curiosity. I am delighted by discovery. Yeah, so I'm talking to someone who's at the beginning of a personal growth journey or a spiritual awakening. And you are realizing that you are unique and special and are here for a reason. You might be beating yourself up for the things that have like stalled this happy ending, or made it take long or whatever, or the wasted time. But instead of looking at things as wasted time, I want you to start looking at things that happened in your life as lessons. What did you learn? Look a little deeper. What things did you miss in the process? What should you look for in the future? Start looking at things like you're the detective and you're trying to figure out what you could learn from it and then how you could teach others about it. Yeah, you're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So I'm not saying ignore your feelings. Don't like pretend that you're not grieving. This is not the fake it till you make it advice. This is advice of acknowledging and accepting, or being aware, acknowledging and accepting how we feel. And then digging a little deeper. Why do we feel the way we feel? And then doing the reframing. The reframing is, that relationship that I was looking at that was a failure really wasn't a failure. It set me up for success in life because now I'm not married to the number one narc. Whatever, I'm just using that as an excuse, but whatever you can relate to, whatever story in your mind that you are telling yourself that is holding you back, that is keeping you in a negative place. I saw a quote the other day. It said, it said, happiness is the ability to hold on to nothing, or is the ability to let go of things in the past. And I'm like, that's kind of true, because our anxiety is about our fear of things that haven't happened yet. Our depression is how we feel about things that happened in the past. So our happiness is like living in the present moment and not holding on to either the past or the future. Yeah, 87 synchronicity. You are going to start to see going forward a lot of synchronicities and angel numbers. 242 might be one of the significant numbers. 888 might be one of those significant numbers. Okay, and these numbers are just going to be appearing as little messages from God, from the universe, from your spirit guides, basically telling you you're on the right track. So make sure you take note, mental note or physical note, whatever, about the numbers that you're seeing and what you were doing or thinking about at the time, so you can start to try to decipher the messages. I'm getting crown chakra, root chakra, and a whole lot of sacral and heart chakra. Okay, so there is a block in your sacral chakra right now that needs to be healed, okay? How we're going to heal it is by doing yoga, meditation, moving your body, okay? This is the eagle pose. That can be helpful. The affirmation that goes along with it is, I release my fears. We've got the happy baby pose. And the affirmation that goes along with it is, small miracles surprise and delight me. And sacral Satnam meditation pose. I connect to my true essence. I feel like if you focus on your sacral chakra, healing any wounds that may come from it, like this could be like SA trauma, this could be birth trauma, this could be just like connections to people who, were not the best for you. That will help you then open up your heart chakra to love yourself fully, to love others fully. And this is the standing back bend and the compassion meditation pose, okay? That will also help you. My heart opens to loving and kindness. compassion fills my heart and soul. I already said root chakra a little bit, so you could go to nature, walk barefoot. You could also do this butterfly pose, and it's just saying, I'm open to trusting myself. I would start with sacral and then go to heart, and then there's the crown chakra. This is the downward facing dog, and it basically just says the strength of my body empowers me. So once you make sure you stay rooted, stay rooted to reality and to your earthly experience. Get prayed up, get, meditated up, talk to your spirit guides, ask them for help, ask them for guidance, ask them for questions, work on healing that sacral chakra. It's going to open up your heart chakra, and it's also going to let your crown chakra open up, and you'll be able to receive more messages and like understand them. Okay. Let's see. Any last advice for the collective? Any last advice for the collective? All is well. Everything is happening is exactly as it's supposed to. With the hidden blessings, you will soon understand. And what was this one? Yeah, chakra clearing. Archangel Metatron can help clear up and open chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Is that it? Let's see. Is that it? Anything else? Last messages? Okay. Yes, so something has to end for this to begin, okay? The ending is going to totally jumpstart the spiritual awakening, this personal growth journey. Don't worry about the things that you do not have in this ending and new beginning. Because the more you worry about what you don't have, what you didn't accomplish, what you couldn't do, you're going to miss out on the gifts of the universe, or the gifts from God that are literally coming your way. Okay? This ending is an ending of negative self-talk, of accepting love that is not real, accepting anything less than true love. It is ending the hustle mentality where everything is about material and financial gain. And it is about embracing life, embracing divine flow. It might not be easy. You might not be able to be in control of everything. You might not be living in the laps of luxury just yet, but you have to make this change so you can really grow, evolve, develop, and become who you are meant to become, so you can reap the rewards in the end. Don't rush. Yeah, I'm hearing those dogs bark as a confirmation, so stay blessed. See you next time.